Hey there guys, how are you? Welcome to the Flick Cave, and it's time for a brand new Q&A where I answer everything and anything down below in the comments section, no matter how weird, no matter how dark. By the way, how are you guys doing? It's been a few weeks, and before we jump into this week's Q&A, I first want to tell you about a cool company called Simple Mobile. And actually, before we even do that, I need to get, like that little hop in the intro kind of dehydrated me. I need to get a drink. Let's go, come on. Okay, I'm going down to my kitchen. Anyway, Simple Mobile was founded on the idea that your own personal phone is your link to freedom. And joining Simple Mobile is super easy. All you have to do, just use your own GSM phone, purchase a Simple Mobile SIM card, activate one of Simple Mobile Unlimited plans, then follow the easy process to set up Simple Mobile on your phone. It's that simple. So if you want to learn how to start saving money on your current phone bill, click the annotation right here, link down below to Simple Mobile, and start saving money now. It's that simple. Okay, let's go to the Flick Cave. I got my green juice. I call it Johnny's Kryptonite. Actually, I've never called it that before, but let's just go anyway. Okay, I'm sorry about that, but it had to be done. Let me take a drink of this real quick. Oh, that's delicious. Okay, guys, so let's jump into your questions here. The first question is, John, have you heard about the possible ending that was leaked to Batman v Superman? Now, for the next minute or so, if you don't want to be spoiled, put your earmuffs on or just skip ahead. So the possible leaked ending to Batman v Superman is Batman breaks into LexCorp. He uncovers the frozen body, the dead body of General Zod, because, you know, Superman broke his fucking neck in Man of Steel, which was kind of cool. I liked it. And that's setting up the possibility that LexCorp is somehow going to take General Zod's blood and create Darkseid. And that's kind of, in my theory, would be that's going to be the villain for Justice League, because if you're going to have all these superheroes, you need a badass villain, a muscle-bound badass villain, for them all to fight. So it makes sense to me, and I would probably buy into that rumor. I mean, keep in mind, this is coming from an extra who worked on the set for like 2 weeks, leaked that to some kid that probably lives in his mother's basement. I'm not talking shit. I used to do the same thing. And he uploaded it to his movie blog. So that's where that rumor comes from. Take it with a grain of salt. But I like that ending. That kind of gives, like, that could give you the fanboy goosebumps. So yeah, if that's the ending to Batman v Superman, I'm okay with that. As long as, here's my only thing I want to see done in Batman v Superman. First of all, don't make it a bloated pile of shit. Okay, give Batman his time to shine, give Superman his time to shine, and all these other characters like Wonder Woman and Flash that might possibly be in the movie, and Aquaman, that's fine, throw them in there. But I don't want 40 minutes with each one of these characters. I want Batman and Superman. You put that in the title, give me that, and give me a badass fight sequence between the two. Give me all that, and I'm happy. And make it look good, and I'm sure Zack Snyder can do that. It's just have a good script. Alright, so that's my thoughts on the ending to Batman v Superman. And that's my question to you guys. What do you guys think about that ending? Would you be happy with that? I don't know. Okay, let me know down below. And also ask anything and everything you want to. Let's jump into the next question here. Oh, by the way, you can take your earmuffs off. Okay? Alright, the next question is, hey, Corey Flickman. Hey, you guys! That's my Corey Feldman impression. Are you looking forward to the It remake? Hey, Billy, you want to come down here and play? Yeah, there's something about a clown who hangs out in the sewers. It's just fucking creepy, isn't it? Yeah, I liked It, the TV movie that was in 2 parts, even though the first part was way better, and all the child actors did a phenomenal job compared to the adult actors. And my only major complaint with everything besides what I just said, is the ending to It. The claymation spider just didn't... Yeah, the clown's creepier than the claymation spider. I'm just gonna put that out there, so... Yeah, I'd definitely like to see an It movie, if it's done right. Alright, John, have you seen Captain Phillips, and what did you think about it? I have not seen that movie. I don't know how, I don't know why. If it jumps on Amazon Prime and I can watch it, instant video, I will do so. But yeah, I just have not got around to seeing that yet. I finally got to see Lone Survivor a few months ago, but yeah, I gotta catch up a little bit. Hey John, what are your top 5 movies of the year so far? I know my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy. I heard a weird noise. Okay, by the way, you guys can see outside my window now. And by the way, do you like me doing Q&As in this room a little bit more? Does it feel a little bit more open in the Flick Cave? Like you can breathe a little bit better. I don't, like you can do this and you feel good about it. I'm just the only one? Okay. Yeah, top 5 favorite movies of the year. I don't know in exact order, but Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Guardians would probably be in there. Captain America, Winter Soldier would probably be in there. There's a few other good ones, and I know I'm not going to remember them unless I went back and looked at which movies I've seen this year. And I'm hoping Interstellar can be number 1 because I have such high hopes for that movie. So yeah, that's a few of my favorite movies so far this year. Has your new girlfriend seen some of your older videos on your John Flickster channel? Yeah, it's gonna get a little bit dark. And he says, please make it's gonna get a little bit dark, a little bit creepy t-shirts. If you guys really want those t-shirts, I will make them. I assure you. I will make those shirts. Maybe I'll do that later. I have nothing better to do with my... Oh, actually, later I'm seeing Sin City. A Dame to Kill For. Okay. My girlfriend has seen some of my older videos, and every once in a while, she'll go back and watch them, and I go downstairs and she's watching one on her phone, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I watch it, and it's like fucking me sitting there talking to Tiny Todd. I'm like, oh, you can't look at that. You're gonna judge me. And speaking of watching older videos, sometimes I go back and watch some of my own older videos, and I think to myself, what was happening? Like, what was I doing that day that made me want to do that? But it is kind of interesting at times, and it's very therapeutic, and some days I'm like, wow, that was that was a good joke, and some other days I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. So go back and if you guys make YouTube videos, go back every once in a while and watch some old ones. It's kind of like a nice cleansing experience for the soul. Alright. I'm going to start high school in a week. Any advice? Also, do an impression of Sylvester Stallone as Lights Camera Jackson. Sylvester Stallone as Lights Camera Jackson. Why do we keep talking about this kid? By the way, I was this close to nominating him for that challenge, the Ice Bucket Challenge. Okay, so how would this go? I don't know, Inception. I didn't understand anything. I'm gonna give it a D-. I guess that was as good as I possibly could do with that. So as far as high school goes, high school, it's a scary place. You'd almost rather go to like a penitentiary. It seems a little bit safer and you're probably not gonna get shanked in the back as much. High school, you know what? Make some friends, keep those good friends. Don't worry too much about the social setting because, maybe if you're not the most popular kid in high school, it doesn't fucking matter. You're there for 4 years and then you go on with your life. And it gets better, I assure you. Just enjoy it. Do what you want to do. Don't try to impress other people. Don't try to conform to other people's standards. Just be yourself, make a few good friends, and go for it, man. I mean, right now, if you're in high school, you have your whole life ahead of you. Enjoy it. I'm 27, and, I had some good times in high school, but, hey, John, are you a Batman movie fan, or do you like the comics and video games and animated movies too? First and foremost, I enjoy the movies of Batman. That's what got me hooked on Batman. I have read some of the comics over the years, and I'm not a diehard comic book fan. I played a few of the games, but not as much as I want to. Here's my whole thing with video games. I like the concept of playing video games. And I like multiplayer mode, like so I can just hop on, play it, don't have to get too involved in the game. But the thing about video games, they're so fucking time consuming. Like my thing with movies is I can go sit down, watch a movie. I don't have to move or interact. My body goes limp. I just sit there and like barely shove popcorn in my mouth. I choke on it, but somehow I get it down my gullet. And then I wash it down with some Pepsi, maybe Mountain Dew, 3 ice cubes, no more, no less. And you go into a movie, it's over in 2 hours, you're in, you're out, you got what you needed, and you're done. Video games, when I play video games, I get addicted. Like, I used to sit around all night with my friends for like 9 hours every night playing Call of Duty, and to go back to that, I don't feel like I have enough time to do it, so. Hey John, I'm a big fan of both your channels, and I was just curious, what is your favorite age you have been so far? My favorite age? That's an intriguing question you have there. I'm 27 now. I'd probably say 18. When I was 18 years old, that was a good age because I was wrapping up high school. I was just having a lot of fun. Like, I was in like my last year of high school, and I was just like flying by, easy street, and everything was going pretty good in life. And I'd say my next favorite year was probably, I'd say maybe now. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun now in my life. My life's kind of put together how I want it, or it's pretty close. I get to make YouTube videos. I get to, talk to you guys. I get to watch movies. I go to the gym. I work out. I listen to badass Hans Zimmer music. I'm a simple guy, and I pretty much have everything I want in life at this point. I mean, sure, do I want a Batmobile and the bat suit and $1 billion so I could become the vigilante at night? Fuck yeah, but I'm good right now. So 27 and 18 are probably the 2 good years of my life. All right, those were the only 2 good years of my life. Everything else sucked ass. No, probably 2 favorite years. All right. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I was reading the newest comments. I'm gonna go read the top comments now. So it's only fair to you guys. Okay, what is your favorite Xbox 360 game of all time? The Call of Duty series or franchise, except for the last couple, because the last couple Call of Duty games are just bloated shit where they keep adding things to the game that don't enhance the gameplay. They just overly it's more convoluted than it has to be, and it's all this shit they added to the gameplay that just kind of makes other people just abuse the game. So yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and the few around that genre, or around that area of the games I liked. Just fun multiplayer first-person shooters, Another game no one really talks about is Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2. Probably the most intense gameplay I've ever had in my life. Now, if you're not familiar with Crackdown, especially Crackdown 2, you're this agent, and you kind of have these super agilities where you can climb and glide around the city. But climbing these tall skyscrapers in that game, I have a fear of heights, and playing that game made my hands sweaty as shit. And it just got intense, and the other thing that you do in that game is you look for all these hidden orbs. They're damn near impossible to find. And you have this whole open world map, and I spent 2 weeks looking for these orbs. I used to play the game 13 hours a day, and yeah, that was pretty fun. But that goes back to my point. Like, I wasted so much of my life doing that, but I guess at the time I didn't really have anything better to do because of what happened around that time period. That was in the summertime of 2010, and I burnt both my feet really bad. I went to let's just go off topic real quick. I went to this water park, and I got like 3rd-degree burns on my body from the sun. I didn't put any sun lotion on or anything like that, so I got burned as shit. I looked like a piece of bacon, even more crispier. So for about 2 weeks, my feet got blisters on them this big. They were swollen. I had to put my feet in ice buckets every night to go to sleep. So yeah, I just sat around and played video games for 2 weeks. And you guys are probably wondering, what the fuck are we even talking about now? I don't know. All right, next question is, yes, the town is better than Argo. More of a statement than a question, but I agree with you. Question. What's the best superhero origin movie of all time? For example, Spider-Man, or The Amazing Spider-Man, or maybe Iron Man. My pick is Batman Begins. I'll tell you, and now tell me why. Okay, so I would say my favorite origin story of all time would probably be Batman Begins as well, because I buy into it. And if you look at any other movie that sets up an origin story for a superhero, Batman Begins gives you the most backstory, the most in-depth way of telling it, and I like the way that they tell it because the way Nolan shoots most of his movies is he has like a parallel way of telling the same story. So, you have present day Batman, then it keeps having flashbacks to when he's going from Bruce Wayne to Batman. I didn't understand the criminal mind until I had to steal. And just everything about that movie you buy into. I mean, Batman, Bruce Wayne went to a fucking foreign prison at one point. That's cool. So, yeah, I'd go with Batman Begins as well. What's your favorite actor of all time you can choose more than one. Mine has to be Joseph Gordon-Levitt or Leonardo DiCaprio. I'd definitely two actors I'd put in my top 5 list. I'd say, yeah. You know, I'm going to say Nicolas Cage, and I don't think he's the best actor of all time. I think he can do a very good job when he plays like an insane, coked-out alcoholic. Absolutely. I'm going to take his fucking face off. Who else is there? Oh, Tom Hardy. I want to see Tom Hardy. Like, I'm waiting for Mad Max. I want to see how he pulls that off. A few other favorite actors. Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale. So, yeah. Yeah. What was this question? Zack Snyder or Ridley Scott? You know, okay, I know 99% of people would probably go with Ridley Scott on this one because he's made movies like Blade Runner. He's made one of my favorite movies of all time, Gladiator. Which one is the better director? I would say Ridley Scott. But Ridley Scott he's had some duds. What was that DiCaprio movie with Russell Crowe? Body of Lies, I believe it was. Just underwhelming movies like that, and he's made quite a few of them. And I thought, as good as Prometheus was, it easily could have been better. So, I think Ridley Scott is the better director, but Zack Snyder, as far as visuals go, he's right up there with him. So, Nolan or Kubrick? Once again, I like Nolan, but he's made 2001: A Space Odyssey. How do you compete with that? Well, you make a movie called Interstellar, and hopefully it does compete with it. Will it be as groundbreaking? Probably not. But, you know, I'm just more of a fan of Nolan. I love Kubrick. I respect the movies he's done, but I'm more of a Nolan fan. Fincher or Aronofsky? I'm going to go with Fincher on that. Seven, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Social Network. I mean, the list keeps going. And then you have Aronofsky, which he's made some great movies, but I prefer to watch Fincher movies. All right. Good question, though. Thanks, man. Anybody who says The Shawshank is their favorite movie has no imagination, no offense. I get what you're saying, that when you ask people, especially a lot of people nowadays, what their favorite movie is, a lot of people do mention The Shawshank Redemption, but you have to understand why they're saying that, or maybe they need to explain themselves a little bit better. For me, could I say The Shawshank is my favorite movie of all time? Maybe. I mean, there's like 4 movies in the category of my favorite movie of all time that it would be hard to pick just one. Now, why would I say Shawshank would be my favorite movie of all time? And I could probably say that. I've seen that movie probably 50 times. And every time the movie comes on, I'm just glued to it. It's immersive, it's well made, well acted, great story, great script. There is no weak link to that movie, directed beautifully, and it's almost a timeless movie in a lot of ways. And the themes and the characters, it's memorable. I mean, you have Morgan Freeman. Everything that man says is just magic in your ears. Poof! Fucking magic in your ears. My name's Morgan Freeman. Yeah, I don't know. What would your, like, everything, film is subjective. I could say fucking Kick-Ass is my favorite movie of all time, and if I back it up with enough reasons, well, it's my favorite movie. I'm not saying it's the best movie ever made, so I don't know, you know. I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies, and I could safely say on any day of the week that Shawshank Redemption is one of my favorite movies of all time. So, all right. I feel like I just ranted a little bit, but I didn't want to come off like I was ranting. I was just trying to explain myself. All right. I know this isn't a popular choice, but my favorite Disney film has to be Hunchback of Notre Dame. Love that movie, and I love Aladdin too. I love Aladdin as well. It's probably my favorite Disney movie. And speaking of Aladdin, Robin Williams. I talked about it in a live Q&A with Chris Stuckman a few weeks back. But yeah, man, I'm still thinking about Robin Williams not being around anymore to make movies, and it's a little bit depressing, isn't it? You feel like a little piece of your childhood just vanished. And by the way, I might do this for the next movie night over on the FlickPick channel. I might do like a Robin Williams movie night. I think that's needed. Don't you guys think so? I don't know. Like, we could watch Hook. We might watch Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm not quite sure. Just something about that movie still creeps me out. Definitely watch Aladdin. Excuse me. So yeah, I think that might happen. So Yeah, as far as Hunchback of Notre Dame, however you want to say it, Esmeralda was a gypsy whore. Why do you like Casino more than Goodfellas? Okay, so they're both Scorsese films, and I know everyone loves Goodfellas, but I prefer Casino. Here's why. Sharon Stone looks fucking sexy in that movie, wearing go-go boots. But Goodfellas, I find it's good, and I've watched the movie a few times, but I would rather rewatch Casino because I like the way Casino is told. I like the story of it. I like the narrative a little bit more, and I find it more interesting. Just the whole aspect of the gambling thing and the mafia involved. I mean, then you have Goodfellas, which is the mafia, but it's not as memorable for me, and just not as interesting, and it doesn't really immerse me into it. And you know, I love Joe Pesci. I love everything about it, but I prefer all those actors in Casino just a little bit more. Would you use Scarlett Johansson's ass as a pillow? And I'm gonna make that the last question of the day. Yes, I would. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching once again, and as usual, ask anything and everything down below. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't already, make sure you check out my Ice Bucket Challenge video. It's for a good cause, and I'm donating all the ad revenue on that video to the charity. So yeah, that's over on the FlickPick channel. Link to that video is down below. And it's more than just an ice bucket challenge. I use Roman candles. It just felt like I had to make it more... If it's a challenge, you gotta make it fucking challenging and dangerous. I'm just glad my eyeballs didn't get burned out of my sockets. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.